All right, so today we're going to be looking at the Hinderer XM-24. Been wanting to get my hands on one of these for a long time. Just never, the drops I always miss. They don't make a lot of them, it seems like. So I ended up, these dropped and were sold out in a few minutes. So this one is the XM-24 S45EN. It's the new slicer hollow grind model. And it came double anodized with a stonewash blade, gray G10, and brass hardware. So we're gonna go real quick over the dual ano, and then I did change the clip and the tab. So it came with the gray G10 handle, and it came with this really light kind of blue anodization. The clip and the tab were the same blue, and if you can see in there, they've got like a copper, which I don't know how they did that, there and here. So I figured, what the hell, I got the brass, the copper, I'll throw some bronze on, and I think it looks pretty good. But anyway, so I kind of lost train of thought, but so these dropped. There was like 4 of them, I guess, that dropped, 4 or 5. And I just jumped on this one because I liked it came with the hardware, the different hardware, the brass on it already. And I like the blue, and it actually looks good with the gray G10. I do want to get a tie scale, but that's for later discussion. So on this one, I had to ask what this H on the flipper tab was. Well, it's for the new hollow grind blade. So anyways, this is the new hollow grind slicer model, and man, it's slicey. And this thing it's so, like I said before, I like big knives. I just really like big knives. And I've held one of these before. It's been years ago. A buddy of mine had one. I didn't have the funds to buy it from him. He was selling it. But I didn't care for, I think it was a harpoon Tonto maybe, or something like that. And that's not kind of my style. I like the Sponto, the slicer, and the, what's the other one? The Skinner. So do a few size comparisons real quick. There's the XM-18 3.5. Put it up against the Microtech SOCOM Elite. So it's a big knife. It's beefy. Take this out of here, and then we'll put it up against Mr. Benza 31. And so there's that. I haven't weighed this guy yet. Let's put this on the scale real quick. Come on, there we go. 7.3 ounces, which for me is a good weight. Love that weight. Blade stock thickness, let's see here, zero this out. Come on, calipers. So it's 0.185. So it's kind of like, I should have brought my Method 187 out there. It's kind of the same, but just kind of overview and first impressions on this thing. It is big. If you don't like big knives, then you're not going to like this, regardless of it just being a Hinderer. It's big. It's heavy. If I do get a tie scale, I think I'm just going to do a standard stonewash textured scale, get that weight up a little more. But the ergos on this thing are incredible. I've got larger hands, not, extra large hands, and it just feels really good. You can choke up a lot more on it than you can on the XM-18 flipper. It would be cool to have this in a flipperless, but I don't mind. Like people say, it's real pointy. and I can see that. It doesn't bother me at all. Action's just, drop shut. Just beautiful action on this thing. And I just, because they had some carbon fiber models, which I'm not a huge carbon fiber fan myself. They look cool, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Well, I can't say that. It kind of depends, but on something like this that I'm going to carry, I find that the carbon fiber, it'll start flaking a little bit. Not flaking, but you guys know what I'm saying. It'll start poking, and plus it's lightweight, and I'm not a lightweight knife guy. So the action on this is pretty much just the same as the XM-18. This one doesn't flip as well. It flips well, but the detent is a little bit better on this one. So these, I don't know why they don't make more of these. I don't know if the knife community in general just isn't a fan of big knives. I know there's a lot of people that are, because if I'm going to buy a knife with a 3-inch blade under 8 inches, it's going to have to be something special that I just have to have, and it feels good and all that kind of stuff. Might just be me. I think one of the only sub premium 8-inch knives I have is a Medford Genesis model, and it's right under 8 inches, but it's still a big knife profile wise. But I haven't even cut this. We'll do the cut test on. These, like I said in the XM-18 video, the past several Hinderers I've bought have not been very sharp out of the box, which is surprising. But these, the last 3 I have had are extremely sharp, and it seems like everyone's stepping up their sharpness game. I know Microtech is big time, which is not to say they were ever dull. It's crazy how a little bit here, a little bit there. I recently bought a Strider in Magna Cut, and it came sharp, but I need to put an edge on it because it's very, very toothy, and I don't like a toothy edge. That might just be my own personal preference. It's not like I'm cutting cardboard boxes all day. I don't do that. I don't know who does it. It might be enjoyable to do. I don't know. For me, it goes in my pocket. If I need to open a package, I open a package. I use my knives, but I don't feel the need to, and maybe later on in the channel, I'll start doing cut tests. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know if you'd like to see any of that. I've got plenty of cardboard. One, because of where I work, our office has cardboard boxes out the ass. So if anybody needs cardboard boxes, I can get you some. But anyways, and it's a deep hollow grind on this. You can see on that slicer model, and I'm not going to put the calipers on that edge because I'm not the best at doing that yet. As far as refinement goes, I'm not going to waste my time on camera doing it, but they did the copper down here too. I forgot to mention that. Did it down here, and then here as well. Like I said, I don't know how. I've never seen copper anno, so I'm not sure how they pulled that off. But there again, I'm not I don't anodize shit. But I think it looks good with, like I said, I had the brass, came with the brass hardware, the blue clip, and the copper undertones. And that's why I went with the bronze, because thought it would look good, and I think it does. I'm very satisfied with the, and I think Hinderer still has these 2024 tabs on their site. I could be mistaken, they might have sold out. So I bought one for this guy, and I bought one for my XM-18, and I didn't realize they were so affordable, so to speak. You always see them on the aftermarket for a decent amount of money, not hundreds of dollars, but a lot more than what they are there. Maybe $20-$30 difference. But so I was pleased to get that. So yeah, I haven't pocketed this guy and carried it yet. I'm sure it's going to be enjoyable, and I'm going to have fun with it. I've been playing with it, flipping it. The detent on this is good. You can reverse flick. The thumb flick doesn't hurt your finger. Like I said, I like to fidget, and this is a big old fidget knife. I mean, and the action, let me pull this out. I was thinking about this the other day when I was playing with my Koenig, and the action is good on this. It's fantastic. And granted, the blade's not as heavy as most, but on the Hinderer knives and other knives, it's the same. So I don't know if a lot of people, I don't know, that's a discussion for another day. But not to say I don't love this knife. I've been carrying it for maybe a little over a week now, which, like I said, I do a 2-week to a month carry on a knife, depending on how many new knives I've got at the time. But I'll just kind of wrap it up there. Let me get one last thing. How long is this guy? You got a 4-inch blade, 3 3/4 cutting edge, and about 9 1/4 inches overall. So yeah, it's a big knife. But I'll do a full review, possibly in the future. I know these are out there. I think I might actually do a cut test with this, since this is this new hollow grind. Let me know if you want to see that. And I love this thing. It's a monster. I love it. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And I appreciate everybody watching. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.